So once you have marked where you're going to put all the features and where you're going to put different fins, then there's a couple different ways you can make fins. So we're going to work on her tail fin right now. And there's two ways we can do it. So we can use just one wire loop kind of going on the outside of the tail and covering that with masking tape, or we can try to have a little bit more detail, like thinking of the ribbing in the fish's tail and having that show up as more sort of texture or detail. So we're gonna want lots of strips of tape, and I should have pre-ripped these, so if somebody could help me ripping strips of tape. And if we were doing this one, start off like this, covering it with tape. Make sure you are accounting for some part of this wire part to go into the fish's body. So make sure you're not making it too small. And then sort of systematically add the tape, having it overlap just a little bit as you go. But try to be neat with it. And then once we get to the end, we flip it and do the same on the other side. Okay, so now you want to carefully flip it. And we'll kind of peel it up without ruining your tape job. And then we're going to apply the exact same tape to this side. Try to flatten it out. And then do the same thing. Try to line the tape up so it's neat. And then I'm going to need to rip a bunch more tape for the other feature, please. Thank you. And I'm going to need your scissors. And then we can cut it out. So if we're going to make it look just like her sketch, we are going to cut right next to the wire. If we wanted to do something a little bit different, you could use that tape and do like maybe a scalloped edge if you wanted, or it could be like a wavy piece. You don't necessarily have to have it go in that shape. See how you could do something different if you wanted? So, you want me to trim that off, I'm guessing? Yeah. So if this was the fin we were going with, we would then take an X-Acto knife. Can somebody grab an X-Acto knife off my desk? And we would make an incision right here where she has the tail fin drawn in to go. And then we would hot glue it. In the blue box on my desk that says knives.
Good thinking. Wow.
So then you're going to make a cut where you've drawn for that piece to go, and you're going to use hot glue to keep it in place. And then use those two flaps that where we cut, and you'll put hot glue right here, and then right here, hot glue it, hold it tight without burning yourself, then put a piece of tape there. And then there's that type of a tail fin. You could also do one like this, where you have all these pieces arranged and pre-cut. If you were doing the pectoral fins or the pelvic fins, and there were two of them, you'd want all this wire pre-cut to match, to be that mirror image, and you kind of want to work with them at the same time. But we're still doing a tail fin, just a different version. So it's going to be the exact same process, where you add the tape to each side. And you could use an X-Acto knife, so if you wanted to, like you could cut like a hole in this or have a tear, or you know what I mean, you could have a shape or a design within that fin if you wanted to. So you don't have to follow along exactly with your drawing. You might come up with some better ideas and improve on the design. But we do want them to be symmetrical as best you can. Now, when you have this type of a wired design, when you lay the tape on the other side, it's slightly different because you don't want to lose that texture of the wire ribbing.
This is so weird.
And then apply it to this side. Only this time when you lay it down, make sure you're getting in between the wire grooves and getting that nice ridge. If you pull the tape too tight, you'll lose it. And last one. Pull it off and trim. Get that texture and trim it. Just make sure you don't cut too close to the wire because it'll separate if you don't have that tape holding it in. And then she could put this in if she wanted. And then hot glue it. Okay?